tough one at Arkansas. Didn't turn out the way we wanted, but in that game I thought Kenny Hall and Jarnell did a really good job. Going into that game, one of the things we wanted to do was establish the post, and I thought those guys did a great job of being assertive, scoring around the rim. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it to them enough as we would have liked. Credit Arkansas for that, but I thought those guys really did a great job of dominating around the rim. I thought we showed some good spots there, guys attacking. Got to do a better job of finding shooters in that dribble penetration. There's 8 assists and 20 turnovers. We got to turn that thing around. But I thought guys gave us some key minutes, but like I said, they did a good job of really being aggressive, being assertive. Now we come home against Georgia. Georgia's team that's won 3 in a row, playing well together. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope playing good basketball, some of the best basketball in the league, scoring the basketball, getting to the rim, shooting a 3-point shot, getting out of the pass lane, getting steals. He's playing well for those guys.
Do you think Kenny's performance might propel him? Could that be a springboard for him?
I hope so. He's in the office right now watching film as we speak. But that's one thing about Kenny Hall. He's always in the office preparing to get ready. I hope so, because he was assertive. And the thing I wanted him to do is, like I said, going into that game, we need him to score the basketball. We felt like that was a great opportunity to score against Arkansas around the rim, and I thought he did that. Made his face-up shot, which is probably one of his best strengths. Looked to shoot that ball, but he's been working on it. So hopefully he stays consistent with that. And he's a guy, when Jarnell goes out, he does a really good job of establishing his post position. Now the key is not moving his feet, making solid moves, because he does a good job really getting good position on the blocks.
You've got a negative assist-to-turnover ratio as a team. What's acceptable? What are you looking for?
I mean, I think you like to be, 500 in that department, so even. Trey's one of the few guys that really gets a lot of assists in that area. Most guys really don't assist. I think, probably the second best guy on the team as far as getting assists would be Jarnell, because of the double team with guys, because he finds guys. Now it's just a matter of making shots and making plays.
Coach, you knew on the front end going out there that your turnovers were the main problem. And just, it didn't seem, there were some in the press, but it also seemed like it was a lot like an Ole Miss. We had 7, I think, from post players.
Exactly.
How do you get over that hump?
Well, that's the thing I talk to the guys about. I say you spend a lot of time working on breaking the press, and you do a good job breaking the press, but you get the bulk of your turnovers when you're trying to execute your offense. Just turnovers just uncharacteristic that you shouldn't have going into games like that, and it's hard to really get into a flow. Now all of a sudden you got a key turnover on the left side of the floor while these guys are already trying to run the offense. Now they transitioning down the court, so just can't have that. Really just taking care of the ball, because we spend a huge amount of time on skill work, ball handling, passing, cutting, moving, just being aggressive. But once again, I'd like to credit Arkansas for being assertive and attacking.
I was going to say, do you think that's something that teams have seen on film with Jarnell, because he got ripped from behind, I think, 3 times, and it's
I know one of the passes, one of our wing guards didn't allow the defender to cut through and threw the ball to him. The guy knocked it down. So I think 2 of them probably were Jarnell, but I don't think that the third one, in my opinion, in the first half, because the wing defender didn't allow the guy to cut through. But just really, the thing we talked to him about is being strong with the basketball. Get the catch first. Secure the ball. Because once again, guys double him from the top, and they also come from the backside. So really securing the ball first, then make plays.
Jordan, I think, is 4 of 21 his last 2 games. Do you sense your team's defending him a little differently since he got off to that hot start in SEC play, or what do you think's been the difference in the last couple of games?
Well, I think one, just being physical with him, being aggressive up front, forcing his looks, making it tough on him, forcing him to make plays off the dribble. Then you allow help, and guys rotating to help him. And the thing we talked to Jordan about, the 1 or 2 dribble pull up in the lane. But it also helps him some when you can get him off the ball, so now he's able to just catch and shoot, come off screens, catch and shoot and make plays, as opposed to bringing the ball up. Because now when you're bringing the ball up, they can identify him. You know where he is at all times, as opposed to where he's running off screens, cutting through the lane, setting back screens for other guys, and he's catching and shooting, then he's using his dribble.
Coach, do you have any indication yet if Trey will be available on Wednesday?
We didn't practice yesterday. Yesterday was a day off, so we'll find out today where he is. But he was listed as day-to-day, so we'll see how it goes today.
It's just a matter of treatments being continued, or just wherever he's at? It was very similar what the trainer said to Kenny Hall's injury. 5 to 7 days if the treatments and everything goes well. So we'll see how it goes today. I guess being an extra man down in that game right now, if Trey, since he can't go versus Georgia depth-wise, it was kind of showing against Arkansas, 12 deep.
depth-wise, how do you feel with your rotation?
Well, in an Arkansas game, it's probably tough because you're losing the ball handler, your best ball handler out of the game against a team that presses all the time. But it's part of it. You make adjustments. Injuries are part of the game. Unfortunate injuries. And I've said before, going into the season, you don't want to have injuries to key guys. But we'll go the same way. Brandon Lopez will get those minutes, be ready to go, and then depending on guys' practice.
I guess in terms of just the other guys who had minutes earlier this year, just kind of talk a little bit about DeMontre getting some run, DeMontre Edwards, Quentin Chivas, where they're at, and what do you think you might be able to get from them?
Well,
for the end of the year?
DeMontre's a guy that right now catch and shoot and make shots. He's a small forward for us right now, so he'd be backing up Josh in games, and just really him having the confidence to get out there and play and feeling good about himself. And that's the biggest key because he's put the work and the time into it in practice, so just a matter of time. And then Q's more of a forward for us, a power forward, so to speak, even though with a guard's body. And he's put the work in, so hopefully we'll see him out there.
What's the two things for both of them that are holding them back from getting minutes right now?
I just think going through it, multiple things on defense, reading when there's back screens, down screens, multiple situations, identifying situations defensively. It's probably the biggest key.
Coach, how significant was it for Derek to have 8 rebounds and it looked like he held up pretty well in the low post?
It was good. The thing about Derek, he's playing really good basketball. Like his biggest thing has always been a three-point shooter. He can really shoot the ball. And the thing for us in Derek is to be a complete basketball player. He's really giving his body up, going in there getting rebounds. And the tough part about it for him, he's really a small forward right now with his frame because of the 15-pound weight loss. He can't move guys around like he's capable of. But it's a great lesson for him because he continues to work and he continues to battle and he stretches the defense.
You're averaging 10 turnovers a game at home in SEC play, but 17 on the road. Why do you think the difference?
Well, I think at road, there's just the atmosphere. The mental focus when you're on the road, being even-keeled, not getting caught up in the crowd, or you get down in games, not getting consumed by that. Continue to execute. You got to cut a little harder. You got to make an extra pass on the road. All those things, and just being aggressive, and not letting the crowd, take over the game or dictate the game. I think that's the biggest key more than anything.
Georgia got off to a really slow start. Now they've won 4 of their last 5. What's been the difference in this last? What we've seen in film this last week or two?
I mean, the same team. I just think it's a case of when you got like the starting point guard, Charles Mann's a very talented kid. I saw him in high school. So now you come into SEC play, even before SEC, the preseason, understand what coach expects from you. You have new young big guys. They changed some lineups, so now they got the right lineups, I think, more than anything. And just, really going through it because they haven't changed anything in what they do. The system and style is still the same, but guys are playing with a level of confidence right now.
Caldwell Pope, obviously, I think SEC player of the week. What is it about his game that makes you consider?
He's a talented player. I mean, he comes off screens, ready to catch and shoot. He's shooting the ball with a high level of confidence. He can put the ball on the floor, make plays off the dribble. He gets in the lane, finds his big guys. He also finds his perimeter guys as well.
You probably haven't studied them super closely yet, but just watching them on Saturday, it looked like Kenny Gaines had really kind of given him something with Mark Fox giving him some more run.
Kenny played well at South Carolina. He came in, I think, had 12 points, so that was good for those guys catching and shooting. Charles Mann played well, and Kentavious, I think, had 19 points, so their guards played well.
Looking at Josh on Pope.
He'll probably start on him, yes. So we'll just have different guys on, depending on the situation, but Josh will start on him.
Coach, you always have
about your turnovers. They, in SEC play especially, their turnovers have been a pretty big difference there. They've struggled with the turnover margins. Is that something you think you can exploit, maybe kind of flip that around?
Well, the thing for us is just really pressuring the ball, getting out in the wings as far as the passing lanes and making that looks tough because they execute their offense really well. So then you let those guys get into the floor, run their offense, and catching it where they want to catch it. It can be a long night for you.
Coach, have you always had somebody like Josh, preferred to have somebody like Josh that you can switch around during the game, kind of like a Swiss Army knife? Is that tough to do to change your game plan and take one guy off?
Well, you like to have 3 guys out there
that are interchangeable.
Well, 3 guys that can really defend at a high level, stoppers, so to speak. Is always your point guard because that's where it starts. So you want to put pressure on that point guard to not allow those guys to get into the floor offensively. Then most teams have a wing guy that's a scorer or a shooter. So you want to have a wing defender that can go, and then obviously a big guy on the blocks that can defend.
You talked about playing on the road and the atmosphere and the crowd being in it, and football teams play with the opposing fight song going on. And I know for basketball it's different, but other than experience and just playing on the road, is there anything that you could do to simulate that in practice or get them more comfortable with it?
I don't think so. I just think you have to go through it. I mean, really, because every team is different. Everybody has different styles. The offense is different. Some teams press, some don't. Some play zone quite a bit. I just think it's really being mentally tough and locked in on what you got to do, and just having the ultimate leadership on the road to find ways to win games.
Anything else for Coach? All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.